Hey kids, does everybody remember episode 903, I'm No Angel? Here's a quick summation. Castiel falls, and in the process loses his wings. Feeling like a mortal for the first time in 4 years, he begins to experience human needs like hunger and fatigue. He wonders about learning the human condition from some friendly, informative, wise homeless people. Along his journeys, he encounters an attractive redhead who turns out to be not quite mortal and related to his previous job, who gives him some more lessons and changes his path in life. Now, take all of that and replace Castiel with Lucifer, and you pretty much have this episode. Okay, so... No, hold on a minute. Okay, these commonalities are just too much. Who wrote episode 903? Well, who wrote this latest episode? Oh, you son of a... I should have known it. I should have known something was up when the episode showed Lucifer lying in bed reading the Bible. When the last time the show showed him holding the holy book, it burned his hand. But I mean, that was way back last season, Lotus, episode 1208. So who wrote that episode? Right. So I mean, at least Buckner and Lemming kind of learned from their mistake. I mean, there's a whole lot wrong with season 9. It is definitely my pick for the single worst supernatural season ever. And certainly part of that is the whole angel politics thing, which made no real sense and was all over the place. So at least this time, Lucifer has a more clearly defined and understandable goal, while his assistant angel, Emuel, or whatever her name was, at least this time the angel, Mrs. Dean, also has a more definable goal and is demonstrating more intelligence, and is at least acting in a reasonable manner. When I said that I hope season 13 gets the show back on track and starts fixing a lot of the missteps that happened previously, I didn't mean for it to start literally remaking previous season. I mean, the thing is I can't really tell, are these parallels supposed to be a deliberate effort to contrast these two characters' reactions to finding themselves mortal on Earth, or is it just plain lazy? Did they just grab their previous script, cross out all the names, and do a find replace? I mean, at least this latest episode didn't have Rogue Reapers. That would have probably... It is a step up from 903. I mean, I'm No Angel was a horrible episode. I'll have a link below to a suggested fix I had for it, just explaining, where I also explained just everything that kind of was wrong with it. And so, I mean, this episode at least didn't make the same mistakes. They're going to repeat themselves. At least they've learned from their previous time and put in an effort to make it better. Still, you don't often see a property start to rip off itself unless you want to make some kind of Star Wars joke here. And I mean, it bugs me that the boys show up, they know Lucifer is dangerous, they have him in their sights, and they take their sweet time dealing with him. Wish the show would realize that they make the villains look worse when the boys be incompetent for the villains to have a chance to escape. I mean, they snuck up on Crowley and slapped the restraining handcuffs on him. Why didn't they do so on Lucifer as soon as he opened the door? You'd think they'd have Mrs. Dean, taking them out and then freeing him and then letting them escape. Lucifer ended up working as a villain because in Season 5, Abandon All Hope, the boys did as good as they can. The boys got their allies, they fought through demons and hellhounds to get to Lucifer, and they set a trap for him, shot him in the face with the Colt, basically did everything perfectly, and it didn't matter. At that moment, stuck with the audience, because when you have your heroes performing to the best of their ability, using the best tactics they can think of, performing smart, and the villains still best them, that sticks in the viewer's mind. Having the boys now show up while Lucifer is weakened, and then taking their sweet-ass time to restrain him, just makes Lucifer look worse, not just the boys. They did the same thing the previous week with the witches, and it just bugs me when they do that multiple times in a row. If you want the villains to stick with us, they need to beat the heroes when the heroes are at their best. Don't do it when the heroes act like idiots. So Lucifer's out, and he's journeying around, and his stomach starts growling. Well, he's just been caged up by Asmodeus for several weeks, if not a month. And he never starved before this. He never had this problem. And it happens after he takes some angel grace, which you would think would stop the hunger, because that's how it did for Castiel. Hey, remember when Castiel was a faith healer back in season 7? Well, now here's someone ripping off his routine. It is nice to see that there was at least some angel back in season 9 that had some kind of wit and intelligence about them instead of always picking like the worst option. Mrs. Dean, no real complaint about her. And the angels wanting to get their wings back, it's something I can understand. Wonder why Lucifer has to make new angels. When you wonder, okay, if an angel in a vessel mates with a human and throws a little bit of extra juice with the juice, that you get a Nephilim. Well, what happens if you would have two angels, both in vessels, making an offspring, and both throwing their power in it? Would you get a new angel? Would you get some sort of archangel, superpowered being? I don't know. It's just, these questions get brought up when episodes like this voice the ideas and don't really give you anything interesting to distract you from it. The revelation about the trickster is, I will see if anybody following this episode up can salvage that idea. It does make me start to feel really bad for Michael, since he is an archangel out there. The show could bring him back and use him, and it will instead return a character that had one of the best deaths and character arcs ever in the show, rather than deal with this dangling plot thread. I don't know. Season 13 has built up enough goodwill with me that I might see how Season 13 has built up enough goodwill with me, and I'll give them a chance to explain how Gabriel is still alive. It better be a dang good one. But the fact that this wasn't a Buckner Lemming episode doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. The episode is pretty bad in some ways, but it's competent in others. I do want to encourage them to keep... I mean, these writers just constantly give me a headache, but I want to encourage them to keep trying to improve. So I'm going to give the episode 2 out of 5. It's not the worst the show's done. We've seen some really, really bad episodes here, but we'll see. This entire season is now riding on how they can sell Gabriel returning. Selling it other than the fans really liked it, and we could finally get the actor back. Oh, and I know that there's a retcon in this episode where they show an Archangel blade and it looks different. That's actually one of those retcons I'm kind of okay with, because back in season 5, Archangel blades looked exactly like regular angel blades. And if the whole idea is that archangels need to be killed by something unique to them, then usually their weapon should look different from regular weapons. So this is actually a retcon of something that I will admit Kripke kind of made a mistake on, and so that's that awful bad. So I think we have a hiatus coming up, or it may be the week after that. Not just sold yet on which videos I'll do. If you have requests, you want an older episode reviewed, or you want me to do an essay on a character or an arc or a whole season, whatever, throw it out there. And I'm still looking for closing lines, so open to suggestions there. Oh, and also, if you have any supernatural music, you're like a themed band, or you do covers of music or stuff, let me know. I'm always looking for more music to fill in here, and I love to showcase other talents and get you more attention.